So first of all, I'd like to thank you for your time today. Yeah.
Hey, no problem, man.
Um, so
I'm happy to do it.
obviously, first question on the list: how many boosters would you estimate work for your site?
I think Boost just launched about a couple of weeks back, so we don't have many boosters at the moment. Currently, less than 10. But Overwatch is still a growing game, so I
Yeah,
don't know. We expect the demand for boosting to grow. In that case, probably they're going to hire more people. But right now, we have like less than 10.
yeah. Uh, and you offer two types of services. Which is your favorite to do? The obviously the solo boosting where you just play on their account, and the duo boosting.
Actually, I don't really have a preference. Yeah, you know we have both solo and dual boosting, right? The main difference, of course, solo we have to play on the customer's account, and duo we play with the customers. Most of the customers are pretty nice, so I don't really mind. I get paid either way, so I'm happy to do both duo and solo.
Have you ever had like a really toxic customer that you've just played with and you've had to go like, dude, maybe chill out a little?
Um, no, all of them have been nice. I mean, sometimes they get a bit mad when they're losing the game, but apart from that, I mean, it's normal, right? Like, if you're losing a game, you want to
Yeah, that you paid for.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah. But we sell duo by games, so we can't guarantee a win if we're playing duo.
yeah.
But it's
And
been okay so far. Most customers are pretty nice people.
yeah, and when you're boosting on Overwatch, do you prefer to fill like you'll whip out like a clutch Ana, or do you just fill DPS?
I usually play either DPS or off tank, like Zarya or Roadhog,
You feel like
because
they've
these
got the
classes, yeah, they're easiest to carry from in the lower brackets.
yeah,
Of course, in higher elo games, playing field makes a lot more sense because everyone knows what they're doing, so it's okay to field. But of course, I prefer to play my main role. But if that's not possible in high elo, then filling is fine.
yeah,
When I'm boosting, I play DPS or off tank. That
and
makes the most sense.
yeah. How do you feel the community view boosting?
How does the community feel about boosting? Uh, well, boosting is it's a pretty taboo topic. I think a lot of them, I mean, for obvious reasons, people see it negatively, and but we do it because there's a demand for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, like if nobody wanted to buy boosting, we wouldn't be selling it as a service. Like it's like drugs and prostitution, right? The consumers drive the market.
yeah,
I also think that there are two kinds of gamers: the kind with time and no money, and the kind with money
money.
but no time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you play a game that you like and there is something that you cannot obtain that would make the game experience better for you, for example, competitive points. You need competitive points to get your golden gun, right? If you don't have the time to play and you still want the golden guns, it would make sense to pay someone to do it for you if you have money, right?
yeah.
I mean, it's capitalism, so I think yeah, the community doesn't like it, but we do it because people want to buy it. So I think it's fine.
No, I appreciate the viewpoint. That's actually quite insightful. I like that. I, I'm
I say it as it is, right?
I've never thought of it that way. That's yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite smart. Um,
Yeah,
a-
I have plenty of time to think about it. I'm
yeah.
doing it for a job after all.
And your site offers the option to pick out six heroes. Has anyone ever asked you to play like six terrible heroes or?
Someone has asked me this before actually. So the feature is kind of weird because as boosters, we're required to abide by what the customer wants us to do. So if they pick six troll heroes, which well, it hasn't happened yet, but I think it's gonna happen like inevitably. We'd have no choice but to play the troll heroes. I know it sounds stupid to you, but we'd have to try until we think it's impossible. I mean,
Try
it's
carry with
probably
new
yeah,
Symmetra.
try to carry with yeah, like Symmetra. It's probably not easy to do once we get past Platinum to win games with so-called troll heroes. But I've seen some players reach Diamond by only playing like Torbjorn and Bastion, so I think it's definitely possible to complete a boosting order by only playing so-called troll heroes.
You might want to charge a bit extra because of the time it would take though.
We're thinking of that actually to maybe charge extra for if you have hero preferences. But so far, we think it's a nice value-added service for
Yeah.
customers by not charging for it.
And what's your opinion on the whole Elo Hell thing as somebody who's in the top 500 and routinely takes people from the elo hell brackets up to around that level?
Elo hell. This is a big question that's been asked many times across a lot of different game titles. Actually, it's always the same answer, whether it's League of Legends or Dota 2. I personally think the statement that Elo hell exists is true to a certain extent, especially for a game like Overwatch, where it's 6v6 team fights for the entirety of most matches. Unlike in League of Legends, where you could play a solo laner and outplay your lane opponent, because you could keep killing them over and over and get better items to help snowball your other lanes, right?
Yeah,
In Overwatch, it's a 6v6 scenario, so if you have a troll or a bad team, it can be really hard to carry. Like even if you're better than the average player in your skill bracket, like if you're in plat and you're slightly better than most plat players, it can still be really hard to carry.
because like
Of
your
course,
your Roadhog
yeah.
might be feeding ult charge and not even
Yeah,
noticing, and
exactly. So luck plays a huge part in deciding whether or not you get to climb the ladder. But of course, if you ask me, like if you ask another top 500 player to play in platinum, he'd probably carry because he's just that much better.
yeah,
But if you're in plat and you're better than the average plat player, it can be hard. Even if you think that I'm better than most of the players in my skill bracket, so I deserve to go up in my rank. Luck does play a huge part.
yeah.
So yeah, Elo Hell does exist, I think, to a certain extent.
And what role, like if you had to recommend anybody a role to like improve, what would you say that role is? Would you say just learn all DPS, or would you say learn A support?
Um, I personally think that if you really wanna improve at the game, you should have some basic knowledge on all the different rules in the game. Because it's very important to understand how each character and role works in different situations. Overwatch is a team game, and it relies heavily on timing and execution. For example, if you're playing a character like Genji, you need to be wary of the enemy support ultimates, cooldowns on abilities that could shut you down, like McCree's flashbang or Roadhog's hook.
And now
Uh,
Sombra's hack and
yeah, Sombra attack, like that. Yeah, exactly. Good example. There are many things that you need to look out for. So, uh, this small edge can help you to win games. It just comes from knowing how every character works and what your opponents would do in certain scenarios. I personally think it's all about timing and anticipation. Of course, you could also practice like a shit ton of this McCree or just Widowmaker and get super good mechanically, and you could carry based on pure skill. But I think that takes a lot more effort.
yeah,
You could win as many games just by playing Zarya, Lucio, or Zenyatta, and timing your ultimates properly, or knowing what counters what and how to counter pick or how to switch your team comp appropriately.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't think there's one role that yeah, to answer your question, I don't think there's one singular role that I would recommend to play.
yeah.
If you want to get good, you should just learn all the roles.
And boosting all the time, would you say that there's like, do you ever lose any interest, or and like, do you play any games or do anything else on the side to like refresh yourself to get you like up and ready for the next job, sort of thing?
You mean like to warm up before the game?
No, like you playing Overwatch so often, do you like get bored of it sometimes, or do you like wake up and go, oh, I don't want to boost a account today, or
Yeah, some days you feel like that. I mean, it's just like work, I mean,
yeah,
you're doing it for the money. So some days it can get tiring, but to be honest, I don't get too tired of it. After all, I'm still playing the game, and it's still fun. I enjoy playing Overwatch.
yeah,
I probably will get tired of it at one point. But right now, boosting is it's good money, and the the next best thing is to be in a pro team, right? But since I can't do that, then boosting seems like uh, the
yeah.
most appropriate alternative. Yeah, at later stages of my life, probably other things would take priority, and I would move on. I think that's all there is to it.
Yeah. How much would you say following the pro scene helps your solo queue? Do you
Like
follow?
anyone in general,
Yeah, in
or
general.
myself. Oh,
D
I think it would help a lot. Like I learned a lot from watching pros streaming back when I was a bad player when I was a scrub. I mean, just observing how they play, positions they take, the timing for using certain abilities and ultimates. It makes a big difference in helping you learn how to get better at the game.
Well,
Quite a number of them actually, they also make it a point to talk about their plays, explain them to the average players, people viewing the stream. So yeah, I think following the pro scene would definitely help in solo queue. Just don't follow tournaments because I think tournaments are too messy and they don't make much sense to the average player.
yeah,
If you want to get better at solo queue, you should watch pros playing solo queue, not tournaments.
yeah. I mean, especially because I guess the casters don't really have as big of an example as they do in like Counter-Strike, for example, where you've got
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
years upon
That
years
too.
of like good quality casting, and you've got a fairly recent game where the meta hasn't even fully settled yet, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's
That's
hard
why
to cut.
sometimes,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
hard to
when I'm
cast
watching
that.
like tournaments, it's I don't really understand what the casters are saying sometimes. I'm sure you've experienced that yourself.
Yeah, and fuck, what was the next one? There we go. Oh, just a quick tangent. What was your first rank you ever placed? Like, what was your first rank?
Oh, when I first did my
Yeah, when you
first
first did
ever
your
placement in
placements.
games, I think I was plat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I placed in plat
Okay,
after 10 games.
so you like went all the way to the top 500 from there, or was it a bit more of a slower process?
Um, I think it was pretty slow. It went like that. I was plat first, and then I made my way up to diamond pretty easily, and then I got stuck there for a while.
Oh
And
yeah,
then from diamond to 3,500, which is master, it was uh, it was harder, I think. And then after master, it got really easy
yeah, nice.
for some reason. I don't know how it worked, but that was my journey.
And maybe it's because other people around you were also like knew exactly what to do, and yeah,
Maybe, or maybe I just got better at the game. I don't
yeah, I guess that playing around that level would do that to you.
know. Yeah.
What's the average amount of time you would spend on a boost like?
Uh, Depends on how big of an order. It usually takes like, I don't know, 6 hours or so to finish a boost of like 500 skill rating.
Oh yeah, what's the
Uh,
biggest boost in like one chunk anybody has ever asked you to do?
uh, it doesn't work like that on boost stars actually. We have a system that lets us stop whenever we need to. So if I'm too tired, I can just stop and my colleague would take over.
But like the largest order that's been placed for like that you've
Well, I
worked
have
on.
no idea, man. I think like some guy wants to go from like silver all the way to master or something. It took a while for that order. I think that was the biggest one. Yeah,
That's
silver to master.
it's about
Of course, I didn't finish the whole thing, so like I said,
yeah,
we take turns working on
yeah, that's like 2000 SR right there.
it. Yep.
How would you recommend players who are like looking to start boosting, or like how would you
Yeah,
recommend they
players who want
start?
to do boosting.
Yeah, like
Um, well, obviously they should get better at the game. And, I don't know, apply at a bunch of sites and pray that they get a response. The turnover for boosting is actually pretty big since there are many people looking to become a booster.
yeah,
So websites have like they have like so many boosters to choose from. So it's really easy for them to just fire someone who's not doing a good job and hire a new guy who
yeah,
can. Yeah, this process takes like it's really fast. It's just at a snap of a finger.
and
So boosters need to learn to not just only how to carry games, but they also need to provide like I don't know, like extra stuff for customers, to make the customers happy.
yeah,
If
like
you can do that, yeah, I think it's if you can do that, boosting sites would be more inclined to hire you.
yeah. So if you're doing like a duo, for example, you might also go, "Hey, I noticed that your Lucio plays a bit off," or "Hey,
Oh
that's,"
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
But
like that speed
maybe
boost at
say
the
it in
end.
like in a in a better way. Like, that doesn't hurt their feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah, just generally just be a nicer person. Give some tips. Tell your customers how they can improve. Uh, yeah, I think that's a good way
yeah.
to maybe get started with boosting.
And the question on almost every Overwatch player's lips: what is the fastest way for from somebody who gets paid to rank up, what's the fastest way to rank up?
What's the fastest way to go? That's easy. Just buy some boosting.
You know what? I
Well,
like that
okay.
answer.
Well, if you don't care about speed, then you should focus on improving your game first, and you see results naturally.
But
But yeah, if you want the fastest way, just buy boosting.
just by boosting. You know what? I like it. Thank you for your time, and yeah, I'll I'll link you guys the video
Hey,
when it's done.
thanks for having me on the interview.